And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at a little game called 10 Nights. Now, 10 Nights automatically sounds like a bit of a horror thing, and this is a social deduction style game in which players, one of you will be secretly a murderer, and everyone else is trying to figure out who that murderer is. But the conceit of this game is that it takes 10 turns, and each turn is only a minute long. How does that work? Let me show you. There are 12 people in the game, 12 characters, and each character will be randomly placed in a room, 4 to a room. 4 of these characters will be placed face up. These are the innocent people who are trying to be killed by the murderer. Everybody else is secretly going to be dealt a character card, and that's who you are. You're also going to have one of these cards sent to you where you will either be an angel or you will be the person who's trying to kill everybody else. So once all the cards have been dealt out, the murderer knows who they are, and you're going to start the timer. So you can use a web-based app if you want, or you can just use a 15-second minute timer. So at night there is 15 seconds. So during the night, the murderer, and I'm going to pause this because I'm explaining here, the murderer can do nothing, or they can murder someone in the same room as the murderer. So let's say he's the murderer. He can murder this person. You just pull them off the board. They're dead. And the next day, when we open up our eyes, we'll turn that person over because they're dead. That you can also move somebody. So I can move the murderer here. I can move this guy here. It doesn't matter. What matters is you cannot kill a person you move. So I can't move this person here, then kill them. Although I could move the murderer here and kill this person. So then, after the night is over, so again, there's 15 seconds for that to happen. Everyone else's eyes have to be closed while the murderer is doing that. Once the night is over, there then is a 45-second daytime. And during the daytime, everyone can make one movement. Everybody can pick one character, doesn't matter if you control them or not, to move them to another spot. You can also make an accusation. You say, I think Sam's the murderer. At that point, everybody has to agree who it is. And not only do you say Sam's the murderer, but you say, I think Sam's the murderer, and it's this character. And if you get that correct, if everyone agrees, then the players win. Also, if you go through 10 days without all 4 of the suspects being killed, then the murderer loses and the other players win. Otherwise, as the murderer slowly takes people out, they win. That's the whole game. There's not a whole lot of pieces in the game. It's all about the silly artwork, I suppose. It's very odd artwork, I guess. You just have a bunch of very caricature-style people coming in. These cards are okay. They're not very good quality. They're okay. This is here. The app is fine. It has a little bit of music. And since it's a web-based app, you can pretty much use it from anywhere. So you don't have to worry about, it just any browser or anything will work with it. We found the app is easier than doing the 15 seconds, right? This works really well, and instead of having someone with a timer for 15 seconds and then 45 seconds. And the app just keeps things moving quickly and pretty fast, because if you think about it, each day night cycle is only a minute long. The rules are pretty easy to understand, so yeah, components are okay. Now, this game is not particularly difficult in terms of mechanisms. The murderer, everyone can move someone or make an accusation during the day. The murderer can move somebody, murder someone, or move and murder. That's it. The thing is, it's 15 seconds and 45 seconds, and the funny and good thing about the game is that it just moves so quickly. 15 seconds, the murderer does something, everyone wakes up, oh, someone died, okay, who did it? And you're talking, and 45 seconds is gone just like that, back to sleep. 15 seconds, murderer does something, get up and go again. So that part's funny. I find it funny, and in your first few games, the murderer is going to just walk all over everybody else because you're sitting there opening your eyes trying to figure out, okay, what characters moved on the board? Where did they move to? Who killed who? The person who died was in this room, so one of these 3 people has to be the murderer, probably, I think. Did someone move? Did the murderer kill someone and then move? I'm confused. Wasn't this person here? And someone at the table is obviously trying to spread disinformation. It's hilarious. But we got 2 problems. One, is the night problem. And this is a problem in a lot of these social deduction games. The murderer is the only person who's moving at night. They're the only person doing anything. They actually have to physically move stuff on the board. So everyone has to either like come to themselves or just deliberately try to shut out the world around them, because if you hear the person next to you move a little bit every night, you're going to suspect that they're the murderer. I don't know how to fix this. In a lot of games, everyone wakes at night, but no one's touching anything. They're just looking up. In Werewolf, you just look up and point at somebody. That's easier. Here, you actually have to do something at night, and that's a little trickier. But again, that's in a lot of these games, but I felt it was really pronounced in this particular one. Then during the day, it's just really chaotic. The whole thing's just a very chaotic game. It's hilarious. And the second time, it's also funny. The third time, I was like, yeah, we've seen this. And so I think that's where 10 Nights stands. It's funny for a one or two time play, but after that, it doesn't offer any real depth or anything really interesting, and it's not so funny that I'm going to keep bringing it to the table over and over again. So if we brought this out once a year at a convention, which is where I played it actually, it works. But playing it all the time, there's so many social deduction games out there, and I want there to be just a little bit more meat on the bones. This one, I mean, at the same time, I don't mind that this one's short and silly, but it feels like it's so short and silly that there's not any real information to go by other than sometimes just Wiley saying, I'm pretty sure that it's Julie, and it's the green character, definitely that, and everyone agreeing, and we're right or wrong. So that's 10 Nights, folks. I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. Dice Tower Judgment, this is amusing to play once or twice.